What is up, guys? It's Swammer here, back again with some more Go Battle League action in the Great League. Today I'm going to be using a team that's certainly not of my own making. This is a team that Caleb Peng made pretty popular for a while back in, I don't know, maybe Season 4? Not quite sure. I think it was probably Season 4. But in any case, it is his Double Grass 2.0 team, which features Alolan Marowak, Shiftry on the safe swap, and Ferrothorn in the back. Um, Ferrothorn, you can either run Thunder or Flash Cannon as the secondary move. Against Skarmory, Thunder gives you a narrow win, but in probably most every other match, Flash Cannon is preferred. I'm thinking like your Abomasnows, against any other grass types. So those are basically the options. I didn't do a whole lot of battles with this team, so I do just have 5 battles today. However, I wanted to highlight this team in case you aren't aware of Caleb Peng's channel. He does a really great job at going in to a lot more detail on the particular playstyle for common leads, and basically how he plays out each match and why he does it. So I'll put a link to his video explaining this team in the description, but I just decided to do 5 matches with it because I do like that this type of team where it's that ABB team comp again. So let's go ahead and get right into the video here. So basically, like with most of these ABB teams, if you get something that your fire type is designed to beat on the lead, you stay in. Otherwise, you swap out. So Surfetch, this is a fighter. This is what we need to see on the lead. We need a Alolan Marowak to take out the fighter. So this is pretty good for us. We're not going to shield the first Night Slash, since it will do less damage than subsequent ones if they get the boost. And then we're going to go ahead and go for a Shadow Bone here. Really hoping that we can connect. We do connect with the Shadow Bone. That's very good for us. We're going to swap right away into Shiftry here. Pretty much no matter what they brought in there, I was going to swap. Just want to save that Alolan Marowak in case it's important later. And actually, both Shiftry and Ferrothorn have a pretty good matchup against Galarian Stunfisk, so we're going to be able to get to another Leaf Blade. We can actually survive the second Rock Slide, and depending on the Galarian Stunfisk's IVs and your IVs, and if you deny fast moves and so forth, you can actually get to that third Leaf Blade. So you guys can see that I just barely missed it, but that was because I let in an extra Mud Shot. If I hadn't let that in, I would have been able to get to that third Leaf Blade, and that would have been enough to take out the Stunfisk. They make a nice swap here into the Registeel, but this is pretty much game over for them because we can now bring our Marowak onto this Registeel. And this is a very dominant matchup. We are low enough that we're going to have to shield here. So we're going to shield up the Flash Cannon. Going to go for a Bone Club. And this may or may not get the shield. Doesn't really matter. It does not get the shield, and we're just going to look to farm down. Unfortunately, they do get to another charge move, so that's not great for us. We're going to have to shield that up. But we're in a pretty good spot because we've got back-to-back Shadow Bones here. So we definitely win CMP. So they're going to have to shield this up. Or it's going to take them out, and then Ferrothorn is definitely going to be able to get to a move, but they decide just not to shield it up, so we are able to take out the Stunfisk. So, really good for us there. The Steel type in the back, that's another reason that Thunder on Ferrothorn can be good. If you end up against a Registeel, having Thunder at least means that you can do some damage instead of basically none. But honestly, it's still a super bad matchup. All right, Toxicroak. So this is another case where we need our Marowak to take out that Toxicroak. They swap into Stunfisk, so I'm going to bring in my Shiftry. Now, winning switch advantage here is pretty important, so I am actually going to shield up the first Rock Slide, because I really don't care if I go down a shield as long as I can get my Marowak on that Toxicroak. So we're not going to shield up the second one. It's definitely not going to take us out. But we are going to look to throw 2 more Snarls so that we have back-to-back Leaf Blades. And then Throwing this Leaf Blade is going to give them an interesting choice. They can shield, and they actually decide not to, or they can not shield, and then we farm them down there. So that extra Snarl is going to come in handy here because we're going to be able to get to 2 Leaf Blades very easily against this Toxicroak as a result. And this is basically going to force them to shield or get very low. So we do get a shield there, and now we're even on shield. So dropping the shield on the Shiftry, Shiftry is one of those Pokemon that can pretty reliably get it back. They have an Umbreon in the back, and so we can bring our Ferrothorn onto this. Ferrothorn has a fairly neutral matchup against Umbreon. Power Whip is a better move than Foul Play, so you do have that going for you, but Umbreon is a little bit bulkier, and it does get to those foul plays a little faster. So this is going to be pretty tight, to be honest. They're going to be able to get off another foul play here. We're definitely looking to connect with another Power Whip, and they sneak in another Snarl there. That's really not great for us. So we don't have enough damage yet onto this Umbreon, so what we're going to have to do is shield up this foul play, and we need to do a little bit more chip damage. My opponent makes a great sack swap here. I probably should have predicted that, but I really wanted to get that off, and actually it's not too big a deal because it means that that Toxicroak isn't going to be able to get to a Mud Bomb, which does almost as much as a Foul Play anyways, and we can just farm them down with Fire Spin. Now we've got quite a bit of loaded energy, and even though Shadow Bone is resisted, Bone Club is such a bad move and it doesn't get stabbed, that it is better to go for the Bone Club or the Shadow Bones here. And we can get to 2 Shadow Bones just as they're getting to a foul play here. I think they've almost got back-to-back, but it doesn't matter because we can get those 2 Shadow Bones, and then the Ferrothorn would have been able to come in there. So I think they definitely had back-to-back foul plays there, but I think once they saw that I got to that second Shadow Bone, they just, gave up. They realized there was no more win con. All right, Hypno on the lead. I don't really know how to play this team well enough to know what I should do here, so what I'm going to do is go for the Shadow Bone, hoping to get a shield. Likely will get a shield because it's a Shadow Hypno, so it'll deal quite a lot of damage. They do shield, and this is definitely going to be a punch. It's not enough energy for a Shadow Ball, so I'm going to let it go. It is a Thunder Punch, and now I can swap into my Shiftry here, and they bring in a Wigglytuff, and I have a little bit of lag here, and unfortunately I'm not able to fast move deny. Not denying that fast move is probably going to cost me the game because it means I don't get that second Leaf Blade off. So both of these Pokemon are quite good against Charmers, but I'm actually going to come in with Ferrothorn because I've got quite a bit more health, so I can farm up a lot more energy. And then the Power Whips are going to do a lot more than the Bone Clubs. So I'm going to shield up the Ice Beam here. I need to keep my Pokemon a little bit healthier. And we do get a little bit more lag there, unfortunately. So we take 1 extra charm than we should have, but we can Power Whip to take out that Wigglytuff. Hypno is coming in, and we're going to go for the Power Whip, but we do let in a Confusion, which isn't great for us. They decide to shield. So this is likely going to be a Fire Punch coming through. Hypno on the lead almost always carries Thunder Punch, Fire Punch. So it is a Fire Punch that we successfully shield. We're going to build up as much extra energy as we can, and I really need this Power Whip to KO. So I'm going for the Power Whip does not quite KO. We tried to swap to catch the Fire Punch on the Alolan Marowak, but we're not able to. The Fire Punch does take us out, and then they have an Umbreon in the back, so that's game over. Even if that Power Whip had taken them out, we would have been in a pretty tough spot, to be honest, because we would have basically been able to get off 1 Power Whip on the Umbreon, and then it would have gotten off a foul play that basically KO'd, and we would have needed to get to, like, at least 3 Shadow Bones. So we weren't going to win that. Skarmory on the lead, that's where we want to see it, but then they have a Surfetched. And so this is really bad for me, because right away, I can tell that I'm going to need Skarmory to take out both the Fighter and the Surfetched, so I need to hope that they're going to shield this. They got the boost, so I'm thinking that they were going to shield, but they actually didn't. So really nice control by them and read by them that I was going to throw the Bone Club. But it does mean that I can farm down. I do shield up that second Night Slash because I know I'm going to need this Alolan Marowak for that Skarmory. And we'll have to see what they come in with. It is a Scrafty, and this is game over. Um, the if you have Flyer double fighter, both of Ferrothorn and Shiftry are basically useless in that matchup. So there's no way to win. And what I did find with this team, I played a total of 2 sets. I actually ran into a couple of double fighter teams, and you're toast. There's no chance. So that is definitely a drawback of this team. And there's a couple of the fighters like Obstagoon that still have quite favorable matchups against Alolan Marowak that are a complete nightmare as well. So, all right, so we've got one more matchup in this set. We'll have to see what we get matched up with. All right, we are up against RBL Battle Bill. I don't know if that's Battle Bill, the YouTube channel. So Polytoad on the lead here. Going to go straight into Shiftry. We have two much better counters. And then they have a Ninetales switch-in. And I got quite greedy here and tried to farm up too much energy. So as a result, I'm going to be forced to shield up a Weather Ball. I have way too much energy to just let it all go to waste. So I'm going to throw a Leaf Blade here. It does about half their health. Going to throw another Leaf Blade. And this is either going to force them to shield or take them out. We do get them to shield, so totally fine. We at least went even shields there. We can let this Weather Ball go. They didn't farm up any extra energy. And now we can come in with Alolan Marowak and hard farm them down. Alright, this is likely going to be a Psyshock coming through, but it's actually just a Weather Ball, which we resist, so doesn't do a lot of damage. We'll have to, that Polytoad is almost certainly going to come back out, so we're going to go for one Fire Spin and then go for the Shadow Bone and then look to swap into our Ferrothorn. And we actually had a fake CMP tie there, so we're catching a Weather Ball on the Ferrothorn, which is really good for us. They have a Mew in the back, so depending on the move set, this could be good or bad. The most common move set is Surf Wild Charge. If that's what we're up against, then we're looking pretty good. But if they have Flame Charge, then it's going to be a bit trickier. We do shield up a Wild Charge, so that's okay with us. We're going to go for another Power Whip here. This is going to force the shield or take them out. It does get the shield, and then they're going for another charge move here. I'm just praying this is Wild Charge. It is Wild Charge. That's amazing for us because it means that we're going to be able to farm down with Bullet Seed and have a Power Whip ready for this Polytoad that's coming back in. Even if that was Surf and they'd fired a Surf second, it would have been worse for us because we wouldn't have been able to Bullet Seed all the way down and have that Power Whip ready for the Polytoad. So really, double Wild Charge on their part was our win condition. Though I guess Surf wouldn't have done as much damage, so we would have had a little bit more health. But really, really close match and well played by my opponent there. Sort of a tough team comp for him to have to face. All right, so that's just a really quick sample of this team. Like I said, I will post the link to Caleb's video down in the description because he does a much better job than I could hope to do at going into all the details of this team. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.